friends. Welcome to Flosstube and Variety Show number 100. This is December 8th, 2023, and I'm Emily Williams in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Thanks so much for joining me today. This is a milestone Flosstube. I don't know that that means it's going to be different from usual. I mean, as you know, Flosstube part means cross stitch, and the variety show means a variety of things. But it is, I am conscious that it's 100th video in this particular series, and it's kind of amazing. I mean, I'm quite amazed because I started doing this in maybe February or March of 2021 when I didn't know too much of what I was doing. I had watched some key people, Brenda and the Serial Starter, Carol, Saltbuck, Stitcher, X-Stitch MD was an early one I watched, and some others. And of course, I've picked up a lot along the way that I watch more regularly. Sarah Stitchy Spot, Susan Stanley, A Stitch in Time. All these people have been inspirational and sort of helped me understand the kind of Flosstube person I wanted to be. And there are others. I shouldn't say many others. There are a few others that I watch regularly. And of course, we're always full of recommendations for each other, aren't we? But anyway, Flosstube is about cross stitch and variety show is about something else. And let's just see what happens. Let's get going. So first, I will show you a new start, a Robson 1897. This was the sampler and the commemorative pincushion from the Great British Sampler Weekend. And I finished the pincushion a few weeks ago, as I showed on here, and I fully finished it. And this time, I'm looking at the back and the front of this are the same. So I'm pointing as if it were lined up, but it isn't. So this week I started the sampler. And I was inspired to start it, first of all, because I think it's very pretty, and it's another memento of that weekend. And also because it's red and green, which it seems very fitting for this season. So I just started up there in the upper left-hand corner. I thought I was going to start the alphabet as well before making the video today, but I didn't get around to it. Yeah. But this, I'm sure, will be fun. And I'll keep working on this on and off throughout the month. So another thing I started and finished, and I think pretty much fully finished, is this little thing. Now, I didn't bring the chart down, but this is an excerpt from Chicks and Quilts, is the name of the pattern, and it's in a book called something, Farmyard Quilts or something, from the 80s or early 90s, 80s probably. And I had wanted to do this hen as a little ornament for my daughter-in-law. So I stitched it at 14 count Aida and the called 4 DMCs. It has some back stitching in there and some little grass things, straight stitching. And then I just put it in this hoop and put a little card on the back, sealed it up. I mean, this is imperfectly finished. I was going to put a red ribbon on it, and I may yet. I don't think they're going to have a Christmas tree this year because their dogs are large and rambunctious, but I'll put a hanger of some sort. This red ribbon isn't really a ribbon. It's a tape made of polyester, I think, so it's kind of slick, and I couldn't simply tie a bow with it. I'll have to glue it, or I'll have to choose a different ribbon, but I like the color. So anyway, that was fun. I did that last Saturday. I realized that time is wasting. If I didn't get moving, it wouldn't be finished. And so I got moving. Now, last weekend was also the first weekend of the month, and I should have worked on my Blackbird, but I didn't. So not going to show you that. Also last week, you remember, I think I had just started the holiday countdown stitch along. I'm taking the needle minder off here. And so now I've done through most of day 7. So day 7 is these larger diamonds around in there, and I need to put them over here. Also, I realized as I was getting ready to make the video that there's supposed to be some of this medium green that this is made of are supposed to be in the tops of those. So I'll get onto that at some point and do that. I mean, at some point soon is what I mean, not at some point in my life. So this has been my main stitching every day. It's about, you know, it's enough stitching every day to be a day's stitching in some ways. I mean, I've done a little bit of other stuff, but as the month goes along, which it's already going along, this is probably the only thing I'll do, but I'm trying very hard to stay caught up on that. I don't know if that will hold. We get a daily new floss and another piece of the pattern through the 25th is the last day. I will not be cross-stitching on the 25th, almost certainly, but who knows. Today, so it comes in these, it's Roxy Floss Company is the brand. This is from Evertotes, and Modern Folk Embroidery, Jacob is the designer, and so this is today's. That's why I'm showing you this. This is today's. I haven't put it on a bobbin yet, but my practice is to put these on bobbins. And I know that the light is not such that you can see what colors these are, but they're 3 shades of green, and they're 2 shades of blue, and a pink, and a little brownish color that's called biscotti. And it's nice. And it's sort of I've decided that what it is, really, the main feature of it seems to be a way to get some Roxy Flossco flosses into your stash, which I'm not sure that I feel the need to do that. But, and I have another new start. We've talked before about the quality of insanity, haven't we? Well, perhaps. But this is a Christmas piece called Bethlehem, and the designer is right there, Diane Arthurs, printed right there. This is published by Imaginating, and it's their number 1839. That is not a year. That's their number in their catalog. So I'm going to do the whole thing. It's charted as a whole thing, or you can do just this part of it. But I'm going to do the whole thing. And I'm doing it on, so I just want you to know, I've started here, I'm in this building. And I didn't start on the edge. I started at a place I could sort of count down from the top. And so I'm not even on the complete edge, but it's going to be about this wide and that tall. So this is the size it'll be. And it's about 2 3/4 inches tall, and it'll be about 18 inches wide. This is a fat quarter of blue, medium blue Lugana that was dyed by Fox and Rabbit, and I got it on they had a special offering for their patrons to buy this and some other fabric that was left over from a retreat that they ran. So this was fabric for the kit that they provided, and they had leftovers. So, and this is 32, well, it was 32 before it was dyed. It's about 33 now, which is fine. It's really nice. And of course, I do love stitching on Lugana. I don't have much of it, and I don't seek it or even seem to know where to get it. But this, and the color, so that's light blue, and the color is DMC 3799, which is sort of a medium to dark gray. And I think it will be nice. I'm using just 1 strand over what is essentially 16 count Ada, which is fine. It's working out fine. At first I thought I should use 2 strands, well, I started with one strand and then I thought, should I use 2 strands? And I decided it's fine. I think it's good. Now, that is all the cross stitch I've been doing, because as I imagined, the month, even in its early stages, has gotten kind of busy. By the way, I'm so glad to be recording at this time of day, because see the light. Autumn and almost winter is just beautiful light. The way it slants, the sun is so low. Even here in the south, where we have less difference between summer and winter in terms of the length of days than farther north does, the light is still different, very different, and very beautiful in the late afternoon and evening. It's about 3:45 here, actually. In fact, yeah, we're at a length of daylight of just under 10 hours now. We'll get down to 9 hours and 30 minutes. So in the next 10 days or 13 days or something before the first day of winter solstice. And then the days will start getting longer. And I'm never sad to see summer solstice come and go, because I like the twilight hours more than I like the full sun hours. I just always have. So let me just say one more word about the oops, not that. Well, that was a free chart, but it's a free chart for those of us who bought the stitch along. So this is today's. Along with this, there are videos on the Evertotes site, YouTube channel, as well as Modern Folk Embroidery. Modern Folk Embroidery doesn't do a video every day, Jacob, but Evertotes does. And every day the pattern comes on a card and it has an illustration on it, which is interesting and pertinent to the theme that Jacob has chosen for his storytelling that he does and singing. And I would recommend that if you're interested in it, you go to Modern Folk Embroidery's YouTube channel. And there's a story this year, and there's 2 songs so far this year. Last year, there were some beautiful poems and songs that were connected with this stitch along. And you can still find them. They're not hidden behind anything. There's no special password needed. And I think that he's quite creative, and he has a lovely singing voice. His musical arrangements are very nice. So that's worth checking out if you're interested in that. So, variety show. It is the Christmas season. Oh, you say, is it? Oh, Emily, I'm so glad you told me. Yeah, sorry. I know that's silly. We've had 1 or 2 Christmas parties so far, and there's more to come. And there are gifts to be purchased, and there are gifts to be wrapped, and gifts to be mailed, and gifts to be thought up. Some gifts to be made. Cindy and I are going to do a video for the Galloping Horse series, Galloping Horse number 6, I think it will be. We're going to record on Tuesday, so between now and Tuesday, I have some things I'm trying to either finish or get far enough along that I can show them. At least one of which is a gift. So that's why that all came to mind. So that is something. But over the past weekend, last week, around middle of the week through last night, actually, we did our Christmas decorating. I like to, as I think I might have said last week, I like to have the lights, the tree lit and the vase lit and the outside lights up from the first Sunday in Advent through Epiphany, because that is the whole season. Well, Epiphany goes on. If you follow the church year, Epiphany has several Sundays that are associated with it. But through at least Epiphany, the day, Epiphany, January 6th. So we have that up, and you can see in the corner here, you can see my creche and a few other decorations that are on that side of the mantle. And there's some things over on the other side, which I'm not going to turn the camera because it's hard to get it back the way I want it. But of course, one of the things that there is are most people decorate with candles, and I wanted to bring to your attention this device, this kind of a device. This is a lighter that it has a flexible neck to it, and it's electric. It has a switch. You turn it on, and you press this button. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. And it does an arc of, electrical, whatever. I don't know sure how that works, but it's hot enough, very hot, in fact, to light candles or to light your fireplace. You could stick a piece of paper in there and it will catch it on fire. So I just want to recommend this. Oh, and by the way, this is rechargeable. It has a little USB charging port to it. It's amazing. And it does get awfully hot. So I can't say that it's safer than an open flame kind of lighter. Certainly easier to actually manage. I find my thumb gets tired of pulling back or doing whatever you have to do to get those other lighters that have a lighter fluid in them to go. But this one is you just press a tiny little button and it goes, and it's amazing. So that is something I recommend. I don't know the brand of this anymore. It was a gift last year, and of course the packaging had the brand and it says nothing. So I don't know. I cannot see a single identifying mark on it, but you can find these. Just look for rechargeable arc lighter. I think arc, A-R-C, is the type, is what's happening up here. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you my Swedish Advent angel chimes, I think they're called, which is the type of thing where you have the candle and then you have the fan blade, and the heat from the candle flames makes the fan twirl around, and it gets going fast enough that the little dangly metal clappers that dangle off the bottom of the angels swing out. There's enough centripetal force to make them swing out, and they hit the little bells. It's quite an interesting engineering idea. And years ago, we were given one by my aunt, and I don't get it out every year because I don't know why. I should get it out every year, but I don't. But I did get it out this year, and I made a little video of it. So at the end of the video, I'll show you. So the other things I wanted to just talk about in a random way were some of the Christmas ornaments that are favorites. And I have some pictures. And actually, I better look at the pictures that I took to be sure I mention things that I can actually do. So I have some, as many families do, I'm sure, we have ornaments that were souvenirs from trips. Now that I'm thinking of it, there's at least one ornament I don't remember putting on the tree. But one place that Byron and I have been, and then I've been with a friend, is Vienna. And there are some beautiful little metal enameled hand-painted ornaments in Vienna. And so I have taken a picture of at least one of those. And of course, the wooden ornaments and the wooden decor items are big in Germany, in the Germanic countries, in Vienna, Austria, and in Switzerland, and in Germany. And we bought a few things in Germany, and some friends have brought us things from Germany. So the 3 snowballs represents a trinity, and it also represents St. Nicholas, who's the patron saint of pawn shops, pawnbrokers. Don't ask me why. I don't know the reason. I don't know the significance of that part of the legend. I'm not really sure about that. But we have some things like that, and we have a smoking Santa, which I don't seem to have a picture of, but I'll take one. And smoking Santa has a staff which looks like a magic wand. It has a star on the top, but it's a staff. And he carries a bell, and he carries a string upon which are 3 snowballs and an evergreen tree. And the evergreen, of course, represents eternal life, which is because of Jesus coming into the world and dying for our sins and being raised from the dead, that we get eternal life. So it's sort of part of the whole gospel story, is what the significance of the evergreen tree is, even though we bring it into our houses at Christmas time. We don't tend to have an evergreen tree in our house at Easter time, but we could. It would be worthwhile. And then I've made some ornaments, and we have some bells. I've done some embroidery on wool felt, and I've done some hand quilted ornaments. We've been given many beautiful ornaments by friends that represent different things, or that are just beautiful in themselves. And putting them on the tree, taking the time to think about that, is part of the beauty of Christmas, and to be able to think back over the holidays in the past and remember trips or places or people that have become important or are special in one's life. So that's certainly something we have been doing. I had alluded last week that I might do another special video. I don't think I'm going to do it. I played around with the idea. I thought I might read something that was pertinent to Christmas, and I don't think I'm going to do it. It's hard to get a setting for it, and what I envision in my mind would take more effort than I think I have the time for. So I don't think I'll do that this year, and you'll just have to wait until a future year to find out what it was I might have done. This year, Cindy and I each bought the Jenny's Countdown to Christmas box, and we've been opening that day by day, and we'll probably mention some things that have been in that box next week when we do our galloping horse video. That will go up on Wednesday or Thursday, I think. So another upcoming Christmas gathering that we have is our book club. And I can't remember if I mentioned this. I'm so sorry if I already said some of these things. But I'm part of a book club. We've been meeting for, well, let's see, Scott was 7, I think, so 22 years. That is unbelievable. Wow. It's not always been the same people, but there have been links. There's 2 or 3 people that have been in each phase of it. And we meet monthly, give or take, and we are meeting this coming Thursday, next week. Wow. And we usually don't read a book to discuss it in December because nobody has time. But we instead select a paperback book and wrap it, and then we do a blind exchange. I feel like I've already said this, but that'll be next Thursday. So we'll see what new book I end up with. I will say it's becoming harder to select a book. There's a weird light, isn't there? I think that's because the light is so low, I'm getting a reflection off of something. Let's see. Oh, it's there. I have a writing desk across from me that has a beveled glass front window to it, and I think that's what the reflection is coming from. Sorry. The light is very low, and the sun is low, and the sun is close to setting, less than an hour from setting, so yeah, that's weird. I do not have a scar, or I'm not wearing a necklace or anything. I don't know what that is. So that's a Christmas party. We have next weekend, next Saturday, we have the 35th, maybe, Christmas dinner of our bridge club. And that is, you know, we always look forward to that. It's always delicious food. We bring appetizers, the families bring out, or the couples bring appetizers, the people, members bring appetizers, and the host home, which is always Katie and Travis. She fixes the entree, and this year she says, you know, I'm not working right now, I'll fix the whole meal. So that's wonderful. It's a very big treat. And then from that point, that'll be the 16th. We might actually have kind of blank days, which will be nice because I'm sure we'll still be getting ready. And once Anne arrives sometime this coming week, we'll be having to play some games and do some special cooking, as I've mentioned before. So other things going on. As I say, I'm going to keep working on the holiday countdown stitch along, the Evertotes and Roxy Floss Co. Modern Folk Embroidery one. And I'll keep working on this Bethlehem piece during the month because it's a great month to work on it. I doubt I'd finish it, but it isn't really very big. It's 2 3/4 inches by about 18 inches. I don't know how many stitches there are in it. I don't know. We'll see. As I mentioned, I have some quilting projects I want to do before Tuesday, so tune in to that, Galloping Horse number 6, to see what if anything, what I accomplished. I have a quilt that I'm mending for a friend of mine. She's going to pay me for my time. That's a special quilt to her. I'm mending my son's quilt, baby quilt that I made him. I have to think about exactly how I'm going to do that. I think I might have mentioned that before, but I'll talk about it Tuesday. And in terms of cross-stitching, I don't know that I'm going to do a ton between now and Christmas. And therefore, this will be the last video of 2023. It's kind of funny that it's the milestone number 100, and it's also the last one of this year. But I will be back in January, possibly as soon as January 5th, which is the first Friday of January. But it's possible it won't be until what would be 5 + 7, the 12th, just depending on how things go. I will post things on Instagram, so in the description field of this video, you will find my Instagram handle and other ways you can reach me. Commenting on my videos is always I love to read your comments. Thanks for doing that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to probably a busy but change of pace kind of holiday season. And yeah, looking around, it isn't quite as tornadic in this room as it sometimes is. I guess that's a good sign. Anyway, so that is it for today. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas season, holiday season. If you are attending services at your church, or if you don't normally go to church but you go on Christmas, I hope that you have a wonderful experience among other Christians who are celebrating Christmas and the birth of Jesus. And if you don't celebrate Christmas holiday, I hope you have a wonderful holiday season of the festive atmosphere and chance to get away, to get together with friends and family, and New Year's Day will happen. 2024 is upon us, practically. It's quite remarkable. I don't know. I really don't know where 2023 went. I don't. Yes, I just hope that it's a great rest of the month of December for you and the beginning of the new year, that you enjoy your stitching and any other crafting or making that you have planned, that everyone stays healthy, and that the sorrows and burdens of the year can be somewhat lifted by the spirit of celebration, proclamation of Christmas and of the holidays. Many blessings to you, friends.